Good afternoon and welcome to TVM News. Today is Friday, April 13th. I'm Hannah Weaver.
And I'm Brianna Ryan. This week we'll bring you the latest on Marywood women's basketball coach Tara Machaco's sudden resignation.
We also have updates on Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg's congressional hearing.
And we'll check in with TVM sports anchor Nicolo Manzo to find out the latest happening in the world of Pacer sports. The CEO and founder of the company that signed an agreement with Marywood for South Campus has a contentious history as a landlord. According to the Los Angeles Times, Lance Robbins faced 20 criminal counts related to slum conditions in apartments where he was the landlord. He was eventually sentenced to 3 months in jail for a project closer to the area. Robbins received over $3 million in taxpayer money for a mill restoration project in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Members of that community protested his receiving the money because of his reputation. Robbins said he believes Marywood administrators feel he is reliable after looking at his 20 years of experience. President Sister Mary Persico said Robbins made Marywood aware of these issues.
The Middle States Commission on Higher Education has accepted Marywood's latest report. Administrators submitted a follow-up monitoring report last December after meeting all 14 standards for accreditation in 2017. The accepted follow-up report includes planning strategies, proposed budgets, and enrollment plans for the university. The next Middle States evaluation is set for the 2025-2026 academic year.
Some students may be thinking about summer, but others are already focusing on fall. Students began registering for fall semester classes this past Tuesday. The last group of students will register on Monday. Among the new courses are Food in American History, which will be taught Dr. Adam Spritzen, and Producing for Television, taught by Professor Bill Murphy. Students have until April 30th to make changes to their schedule before the register charges a $10 fee. Fall semester starts on August 27th.
The Counseling and Student Development Center is forming an art therapy group. The group's focus is to use art as a form of self-expression. The center provides materials to encourage attendees to explore emotion, relaxation, and mindfulness. The group will meet in McGowan every Tuesday afternoon from 4 to 5 p.m.
Marywood faculty and staff are being recognized for their years of service. Last Sunday, faculty and professional staff members, Sister Kathleen Burns, June Ann Greco, John Meza, Dr. David Palmater, Dr. Sherry Skrutsky, and Wendy Yankelaitis were inducted into the Order Cor Maria Pro Fide at Cultura, the university's bicentennial order, for 20 years of service to Marywood. At a luncheon on Wednesday afternoon, support staff members Donald Bidwell, Kathleen Cantarella, Lynn Muskie, Mark Pitely, Lois Santar-Sierro, Carrie Toomey, and Christine Zwick were recognized with the Sister Teresa Maxis IHM Service Award for 20 years of commitment to Marywood-University.
Marywood students were also recognized for their accomplishments at the Student Leadership Awards. TVM's Brianna Ryan has more.
The Marywood community came together last week to showcase acts of leadership throughout the year.
I'm standing here right outside the Latour Room in Nazareth Hall, where students, faculty, and staff have gathered to celebrate the second annual Student Leadership Award. Right inside, everyone's gathered to honor those who have been nominated and those who have won.
The event's honorees were given awards for their service throughout the year, while magician and comedian Ben Simon was on hand to MC the event. Marywood President Sister Mary Persico spoke about the importance of celebrating leadership.
I can't be prouder, of our students because they go above and beyond the call of duty to help other people. So this is what life is about, helping other people. And it's one thing to learn all the skills that we learn in the classroom, but it's another thing to be a human being and really reach out to others. So that's why it's great to honor them.
Peers on Wellness Advisor Barb Decker talked about receiving the honor of Outstanding Advisor during her last year here at Marywood.
I have loved 17 years of being here and There's something just wonderful about like leadership development and seeing Peers on Wellness members grow through the 4 years that they're here, and I'm just so grateful they've allowed me to be part of their journey. So it's awesome.
All honorees were chosen by a selection committee of Marywood faculty. For TVM News, I'm Brianna Ryan.
Students in a business class titled Ethical Leadership and Corporate Social Responsibility are learning a lesson in giving back. Professor Dr. Monica Law divided her class into 6 groups, with each group organizing a service project as part of their course requirements. 3 groups will be hosting donation drives for the Griffin Pond Animal Shelter, the Boys and Girls Club, and Dress for Success. 2 groups will complete projects on repurposing materials, and the final group will work with the United Neighborhood Centers to distribute information to high school students about preparing for college. Each group will present a summary of their respective projects on May 3rd.
If you're looking for a way to give back to the Marywood community, here's your chance. The Student Government Association is hosting its 2nd annual Day of Caring Service event. The event is open to students, faculty, staff, and Marywood alumni. Participants will work in groups mulching, painting, gardening, and cleaning up trash. The Day of Caring will take place on Friday, April 20th. The first 150 volunteers will receive a spring cleaning package, which will include a t-shirt, gardening gloves, and a water bottle.
A campus art exhibit is bringing attention to sexual assault. The What Were You Wearing Survivor art installation opened last week. The exhibit is in response to a myth that the clothing a person wears could cause them to be raped. The installation features outfits recreated from the stories of sexual assault survivors. Marywood's Relationship Awareness and Empowerment Task Force and the Women's Resource Center in Scranton sponsored the exhibit. It's on display in the Liberal Arts Center Rotunda through this week.
Senior visual arts students are celebrating their upcoming graduation with a final showcase. Senior Exhibition 2018 is showcasing art students' works that represent the fields they want to pursue. Participation is mandatory for all seniors in the Department of Visual Arts. The exhibition opened Saturday, April 7th in the Mahadi and Sarachi galleries and will run through April 29th.
Marywood's Music, Theater, and Dance Department is ending the semester on a musical note. Music therapy and music education students will perform this Sunday at 3 p.m. with high school students who have physical, emotional, and intellectual disabilities in a group called the Tootie Ensemble. Later that afternoon at 4 p.m., the University Wind Symphony will show off their musical talents. Anyone who can attend this weekend's performances will still have a chance to see the Marywood Orchestra, who will host a concert on Sunday, April 22nd at 4 p.m., or the Marywood Jazz Ambassadors, who will play a selection of big band tunes on Monday, April 23rd at 8 p.m. All performances are free and open to the public and will be held in the Seth Levergetti Performing Arts Center. Stay tuned to hear about women's basketball coach Tara Machaco's sudden resignation. We'll be right back.
TVM News is sponsored in part by Bella Spazio Salon and Day Spa located in Scott Township. Bella Spazio offers a variety of salon and beauty services. Check out Bella Spazio Salon and Day Spa on Facebook or go to bellaspaziospa.com.
What this place needs is better graduation rates.
What this place needs is less childhood obesity.
What this place needs is free help with taxes.
What this place needs is healthy breakfast.
What this place needs is fitness programs for kids.
What this place needs is early readers.
What this place needs is mentors for teens.
What this place needs is people to join us. What this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Welcome back to TVM News. The two attorneys, a Scranton-based law firm, Walker and Comerford, the law firm that filed lawsuits on behalf of several women alleging sexual abuse by Lackawanna County prison guards, have decided to go their separate ways. They made the decision to end the partnership about a month ago, and according to Matthew Comerford, the split was amicable. The two will continue to share the same office space on Wyoming Avenue, and Comerford says he will be the lead attorney on the still pending lawsuit against the county prison.
Police in Lansford in southeastern Pennsylvania have discovered an alleged attempted child abduction did not happen. Investigators thought two people in a gold Chevy SUV with New York state plates tried to lure a child into their car last Thursday night. Police located the vehicle and said no abduction occurred. The couple is apparently in the area from New York to renovate a building into a cultural center.
Lackawanna County Commissioner Patrick O'Malley is calling out fellow Commissioner Jerry Notarianni after he expedited a settlement check to a relative's law firm. The incident occurred last Wednesday in the German Borough Council chambers when O'Malley accused Notarianni of accelerating a $45,000 settlement check to Walker and Comerford law attorney Paul Walker, who is a partner with the firm, is Notarianni's first cousin. The process generally takes 3 to 4 weeks, but in this case it only took 3 days. Notarianni acknowledged expediting the check, but maintains the proper process was otherwise followed.
A Scranton detective may be in trouble for possibly violating the police department's social media policy. Detective Jeff Gilroy wrote a post on Lackawanna County District Attorney Mark Powell's Facebook page calling him a liar. Gilroy was angry at Powell because Powell denied having had a part in hiring Brian Doughton for a job at the County Criminal Suspect Booking Center. Doughton has been arrested 4 times for drunk driving, and he remains on probation. According to 2 anonymous sources, Powell complained to the police department officials, and they started an inquiry.
Richard J. Hannock is facing charges for stealing nearly $170,000 from 2 victims last year, one of whom is blind. Hannock met the blind woman, Renee Campbell, at his wife's restaurant. He offered her a deal saying that she could eat as much as she wanted for $300 a month. A few months later, Hannock offered to withdraw money from her bank account so she could pay bills. Campbell eventually became suspicious when she realized she had past due notices from unpaid bills.
There's no use crying over spilled milk, but what about spilled beer? Cases and bottles of beer fell from a truck in Old Forge last week, covering South Main Street in Suds. The truck spilled the beer when its door opened while the truck made a turn. The street was only coated in Miller Lite, Guinness, and Yingling for a short time before a few police vehicles responded to block a lane and begin cleanup.
2 major Pennsylvania charities are merging to continue the fight against breast cancer. The Scranton and Pittsburgh branches of the Susan G. Komen organization announced that they will merge to form Susan G. Komen Greater Pennsylvania. The merger brings 53 of Pennsylvania's 67 counties into one service area. Despite the new alliance, Pittsburgh's Race for the Cure in May and Scranton's Breast Cancer Awareness event in September will occur as usual. Collectively, the 2 organizations have awarded over $24 million to women in need and $10 million to breast cancer research programs.
A 4th grade student is getting widespread support after a video about students bullying her went viral. Cassidy Warner holds up white sheets of paper detailing the bullying she has endured since 1st grade at Scranton's John Adams Elementary School. Warner's page has since been suspended for violating a Facebook rule that requires users to be at least 13 years old. The video had been shared on Facebook nearly 200,000 times and caught the attention of John Adams administrators, who have now spoken with Warner's parents about the bullying.
When we come back, we have an update on Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg's congressional hearing. But first, here's your 7-day forecast.
TVM-News is sponsored in part by Bella Spazio Salon and Day Spa located in Scott Township. Bella Spazio offers a variety of salon and beauty services. Check out Bella Spazio Salon and Day Spa on Facebook or go to bellaspaziospa.com.
I dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Like be a teacher or a reality TV star.
I dare you to stand up here.
To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration.
An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you.
Have a career that really means something?
Then do it.
I dare you.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Welcome back to TVM News. Paul Ryan is not seeking re-election as Speaker of the House. Ryan announced the news at a press conference last Wednesday.
That's why today I am announcing that this year will be my last one as a member of the House. To be clear, I am not resigning. I intend to full my served term as I was elected to do. But I will be retiring in January, leaving this majority in good hands with what I believe is a very bright future.
Currently, there is no frontrunner to replace him as the Speaker of the House. President Trump tweeted, "Speaker Paul Ryan is a truly good man, and while he will not be seeking re-election, he will leave a legacy of achievement that nobody can question. We are with you, Paul."
Major shakeups happened this week at the National Security Council. The first change took place on Sunday when NSC spokesperson Michael Anton announced that he would resign on Tuesday. Homeland Security Advisor Tom Bossart also resigned. A day later, Deputy National Security Advisor Nadia Shadlow announced that she will resign. All three reportedly left because of the appointment of John Bolton to the National Security Advisor position. Trump welcomed Bolton to the administration on Wednesday.
I want to thank Ambassador John Bolton for joining us. I think he's going to be a fantastic representative of our team. He's highly respected by everybody in this room.
Bolton has yet to announce any new senior staff who will join him at the National Security Council.
The president's administration may be seeing even more changes with Attorney General Jeff Sessions next on the chopping block. According to White House sources, President Trump considered replacing Sessions with the head of the Environmental Protection Agency, Scott Pruitt. Tensions between Trump and Sessions began last year after Sessions stepped down from overseeing the Russia investigation. However, Trump voiced his support of Pruitt last week, while the EPA head remains under fire for ethical lapses. Trump maintains that he is not considering replacing Sessions with Pruitt.
Facebook is rolling out new privacy settings after controversy that involved a user data breach. CEO Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook have faced criticism after the company announced that users' data was used in the 2016 presidential election. A Trump campaign-affiliated data mining firm called Cambridge Analytica accessed the accounts of 87 million people in order to influence the election. Facebook's new privacy updates will include a section called Access Your Information, which will allow users to delete posts or personal information from their page. Facebook also announced that users will be able to manage the information the company uses for targeted advertisements.
In response to the data breach, Zuckerberg fielded heavy questions and comments from United States senators and members of the House of Representatives for hours last week.
Yes or no, is Facebook limiting the amount or type of data Facebook itself collects or uses?
Congressman, yes, we limit a lot of the data that we collect and use.
Zuckerberg attempted to defend his company while apologizing for the platform's shortcomings and promising privacy reforms. The discussion revolved around the November 2016 election and Russia's attempts to manipulate American voters through the social media platform. Zuckerberg explained Facebook's privacy mishaps as a result of the company's speedy trajectory from a tiny dorm room startup to its current status as a social media giant.
It's clear now that we didn't do enough to prevent these tools from being used for harm as well. And that goes for fake news, foreign interference in elections, and hate speech, as well as developers and data privacy.
He remained calm during the questioning, but the Federal Trade Commission is investigating potential violations of a 2011 consent decree, which could mean record fines for the company.
Google CEO Sundar Pichai is facing backlash from Google employees after the company announced it will be partnering with the Pentagon to create artificial intelligence surveillance. The project is titled Maven and involves technology to help the military analyze video footage captured by government drones. Google employees wrote a letter to Pichai arguing that Google should not be in the business of war and calling on Pichai to formally end the partnership. Google said in response that it encourages its employees to speak up and is addressing the issues.
Hundreds of National Guard troops are flocking to the U.S.-Mexico border. President Trump authorized up to 4,000 members to protect the area after he signed a memo on April 4th warning of a potential security crisis. The main purpose of sending the troops is to survey the border and catch those who are trying to cross illegally. Trump praised California Governor Jerry Brown via Twitter, saying, "California Governor Jerry Brown is doing the right thing and sending the National Guard to the border. Thank you, Jerry. Good move for the safety of our country." The new border control comes in response to a budget bill that denied funding for Trump's wall.
FBI agents are taking another step to investigate the lawsuit filed by porn star Stormy Daniels against President Donald Trump. Officials raided the office and home of Trump lawyer Michael Cohen on Tuesday. The raid is a result of allegations that Cohen paid Daniels $130,000 days before the presidential election. Watchdog groups filed complaints with the Justice Department and the Federal Election Commission, alleging the payment is an illegal and excessive campaign contribution. Regulators have also been asked to investigate a $150,000 payment made to former Playboy model Karen McDougal, who also claims to have had relations with Trump. Daniel's lawyer, Michael Avenatti, is commented on the situation.
You can't have an agreement if one party claims they knew nothing about one of the principal terms of the agreement. So the president has just shot himself in the foot, thrown his attorney, basically Michael Cohen, under the bus in the process, put him in dire straits with the State Bar of New York, because according to the president now, Mr. Cohen was negotiating this agreement and doing this all on his own without consultation with the president.
Trump referred all questions from reporters to his attorneys.
Do you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels? And why did Michael Cohen make it if there was no truth or allegation?
Well, you have to ask Michael Cohen. Michael's my attorney, and you'll have to ask Michael.
Do you know where he got the money to make that payment?
No, I don't know.
Police shot and killed Brooklyn man Sahid Vassell last Wednesday. Officers were responding to 3 separate calls of a man waving an apparent weapon at people. 4 officers fired 10 times at him, then called for an ambulance just 27 seconds after arriving on scene. Police found a metal pipe with a knob on it that Vassell was supposedly brandishing, but no gun. Chief of NYPD Terrence Monahan explained the rationale for officers firing shots.
The suspect then took a 2-handed shooting stance and pointed an object at the approaching officers, 2 of whom were in uniform. This is a photo that we took from across the street seconds before the officers discharged, with the man in a stance pointing in the direction of where the officers were coming from.
The NYPD declined further comment. In keeping with state law of fatal incidents involving police and unarmed civilians, New York's Attorney General is overseeing an investigation.
The search for a missing scientist from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention came to a tragic end last week after the man was found dead. Police discovered the remains of Timothy Cunningham in the Chattahoochee River. Cunningham has been missing since February 12th. The disappearance prompted a high-profile search and a $10,000 reward for information. The preliminary cause of death is drowning, and officials believe that no foul play was involved.
Mixed martial arts star Conor McGregor faces charges of criminal mischief and reckless endangerment thanks to an outburst last Thursday. McGregor threw a hand truck at a bus full of fighters participating in a competition. McGregor acted out after learning that the UFC planned to strip him of his lightweight championship title due to inactivity. The hand truck smashed through the window of the bus and injured fighter Michael Chiesa. McGregor was arrested after the incident, and the UFC has yet to decide if he will be allowed back to continue his fighting career.
Up next, we'll check in with TVM sports anchor Nicolo Manzo. Don't go anywhere.
TVM-News is sponsored in part by Bella Spazio Salon and Day Spa located in Scott Township. Bella Spazio offers a variety of salon and beauty services. Check out Bella Spazio Salon and Day Spa on Facebook or go to bellaspazio.spa.com.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to TVM News. Let's check in with TVM sports anchor Nicolo Manzo for Marywood Sports. Nicolo, I've heard there's some breaking sports news that happened this week.
Yes, Hannah, there's going to be a big change with women's basketball team.
What's the change?
Women's basketball head coach Tara Machado has resigned after 14 years at Marywood. A memo from Directors of Athletics and Recreation, Dr. Mary Jo Gunning, stated that Machado resigned as head coach of the women's basketball team, assistant director of athletics, and assistant coach of women's golf. Machado accepted a position as head coach of the women's basketball team at Wilkes University. Marywood baseball is looking at a 1-1 week. The week started off with a dramatic display of offense on both sides as the Pacers defeated the University of Scranton 19-18. Marywood scored 3 runs in the top of the 9th inning to claim victory in a game that saw the teams combine for 42 hits. Freshman Michael Temple led the Pacers with a 6-for-7 day, along with 3 runs batted in and 5 runs scored. Sophomore Jake Schuster and junior Mitch Clemens both drove in 4 runs for the Pacers. After the dramatic Scranton win, the Pacers opened CSAC play at Cairn University. This time a Pacer rally fell short 7-6 as Schuster and Clemens drove in 2 runs apiece. Then yesterday the team again fell to Cairn 13-5. Marywood softball is trying to build off a 3-1 start to CSAC play. It was a long weekend for the team when the Pacers dropped doubleheaders to CSAC foes Gwynedd Mercy and Cabrini. Gwynedd Mercy won the first game behind Melissa Hess's complete game shutout. The Pacers jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the second game, but the Griffins scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th to go into the lead for good. In the Cabrini doubleheader, the Cavaliers propelled themselves to victory. The Pacers then earned their first win of the week with a split of a doubleheader at Delaware Valley University on Monday, winning 7-4 and losing 7-0. Junior Kirstie Alvarez earned the win on the mound for the Pacers in addition to going 3-for-4 at the plate. Freshman Annie Hayen matched Alvarez's 3-for-4 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. The team is in action right now against Clark Summit University. Marywood women's and men's lacrosse teams are both keeping up their momentum in the CSAC. The women followed one dominant week with another. First, rolling Notre Dame of Maryland 17-3 on Saturday, senior Sam Bussinelli made history as Marywood's all-time career leader in assists at 72. The Pacers didn't slow down, drubbing Gwynedd Mercy 22-7. This time, senior Aaron Healy led the charge with 3 goals and 3 assists, while Bussinelli added 4 goals and 1 assist. The men rebounded from a 10-4 loss to Susquehanna University by defeating Centenary University 7-4 Saturday in CSAC play. The Pacers were led by seniors Rob Maney and Matt Castos 2 goals and 1 assist each. The men host Gwynedd Mercy, while the women travel to Newman tomorrow, hoping to remain perfect in the CSAC. The men's and women's track and field teams are coming off a meet that saw them win 9 events. At Alvernia University, sophomore Jake Kraser won the hammer throw and discus. Senior Brianna LaTourette took the women's 1500, and freshman David Haynes won the men's 1500 and 5K. Graduate student Rebecca Sittler captured first in the 3K steeplechase, while the Conti Saye sprinted to a 100 win. Both the men's and women's 1600 relay teams also are in top spots. On Wednesday, the team competed at Gwynedd Mercy, where they set 3 school records. No team scoring was kept at either event. The women's tennis team is serving the competition. Marywood shut out both Notre Dame of Maryland University and Keystone College 9-0 this week to improve to 5-1 in the CSAC. Against Notre Dame, sophomore Danielle Oganowski defeated Sandy Vo at number 1 singles 6-love, and junior Abigail Dowd won number 2 singles 6-2, 6-2. Against Keystone, Oganowski again took number 1 singles 6-2, 6-3, while Dowd won a tight 3-setter 4-6, 6-4, 12-10. The women hope to continue their momentum today at Cedar Crest College. The Marywood men are still looking for their first win. In other sports news, Patrick Reed is the latest golfer donning Augusta National's famous green jacket. Reed captured his first Masters championship and a first major with a 15-under par outing for the tournament. Reed entered the final day with a three-stroke cushion, which proved enough to hold off charges from Ricky Fowler and Jordan Spieth, who finished second and third, respectively. In his return to Augusta, Tiger Woods shot 1 over par, while Rory McIlroy's hopes of completing a Grand Slam faltered on Sunday despite shooting 9 under par for the tournament. Golf's next major championship, the U.S. Open, is in June. That's all for sports this week. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Nicolo. That's going to do it for this week's edition of TVM News. From all of us here at TV-Marywood, thank you for tuning in.
Be sure to follow TV Marywood's YouTube page and like the TVM Facebook page to stay up to date on the latest happenings and to watch additional content. I'm Brianna Ryan.
And I'm Hannah Weaver. We'll see you in 2 weeks.